All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is another fantastic Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. Thank you guys very much for being on the call today. I am super excited for a lot of different reasons, but just very, very grateful that you guys are all here this morning to be with us. It's 9 o'clock. It is September 22nd, which is blowing my mind. We got pretty much one more week of September, and then October 1 is here, which is the start of open enrollment 2026. Want to just kind of quickly, talk about the rules with that. First of all, on October 1st, those of you that are doing Medicare, please remember that you cannot talk about benefits until October 1st. You guys are going to roll out sessions, you're getting information, you're getting phone calls from your clients, you're getting a lot of info here, but just keep in mind that you cannot talk about benefits for 2026 until October 1st, okay? I don't want any boo-boos. We're almost to the finish line here, and I don't want anybody, misquoting or talking about 2026 until then. So just a quick reminder on that. I know you guys are all logging in here, but if you're have any reservations or concerns or anything like that, just please let us know. Let me get started. Here we are. So we are here at Health Plan Markets to serve those that serve others. That is you. So we're here to back you and do everything we can, including making sure that you're compliant. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to mention that first and foremost this morning. It's tempting because we're going to get a lot of information here and your clients are calling you. Some of you have gotten the postcards, the AEP postcards out. You're getting emails, you're getting text messages. The train is leaving the station, right? So if you're getting those messages, congratulations, and it's another season. So very excited for you. But one thing too is, during AEP, we go into battle mode, but I also want to remind you guys, still in AEP, you got to keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. This is a business of continuous learning, and it's important that you remember that even during the busiest times of year, because if you learn something that levels up your business, could make you more productive, it can make you more efficient, it can make you more clients, which equals more money. So the moment you stop learning is the moment that you start drifting off into complacency. And that's not what this business is all about. So continuing to learn. So with that, want to make sure that I am sharing my screen here. I'm going to go to, let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to share my entire screen. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen okay. Just always want to make sure that is showing up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There it is. Got it. Thank you, guys. All right. So this is HQ. This is your Rome. All roads lead to Rome. Mike and his team have put some incredible work behind HQ, and this should give you everything you need to be successful here at Health Plan Markets. Remember, our goal for this is to start your day here, to run your day here, and to end your day here. So we are going to talk about the Spark platform in detail today, because we have some folks from Spark that'll be on the call as our special guest. But I do also want to point out our learning. Remember that the training calendar is constantly being updated. It's important that you take a look at what's going on live this week as far as trainings. And every week, I can guarantee you that you can find something, anything that will level up your business, okay? So I'm not going to go through all of these, but let me just pick up one here. There's Humana, knowing your special election periods. Do you know every single election period? Do you know them by heart? Could you spout out every single SEP so you can sell year round? If you can't, you better get busy, because AEP is literally 60 days-ish. So what do you do for the rest of the year? You better know your SEPs up, down, left, right? And there are some that I can guarantee you that some of you do not know, right? So check that out. Gold Kidney's doing their rollout session in Jacksonville today at 11. and then also at Port St. Lucie if you're in those markets. Moving over to Tuesday, UHC is doing some rollouts. You still got a lot of rollouts happening. Spark has a training, Power Your 2026 AEP Strategy with Artificial Intelligence. Now I'm going to tell you, I don't just like tell you guys, oh, you gotta keep learning. I will tell you that it is my mission to learn by the end of the year. I am going to be a semi-expert at AI. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not going to be the best, but I'm going to know how to work it. I'm going to learn about agentic AI. I am going to learn because that's at the base of what we do. That's our core values here at Health Plan Markets. So what are you going to learn before the end of the year in your business to make your business better? That's one thing. So Spark's got a new AI tool inside the platform, and I'm pretty sure Sam is already listening in. So if you want to touch on that a little bit, that'd be awesome. But you've got new features rolling out. Do you know how to use AI? Do you understand it? Because if you don't, you're going to get run over. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is like the internet. Do you remember back like late 90s? Okay. This is what's happening. All right. So UHC is doing rollout sessions in Spanish at 3:00 tomorrow. On Wednesday, you've got Health Spring, formerly Cigna. They're doing their Central Florida Spanish kickoff there. Innovage, which is part of the PACE program. They're doing a rollout session for us at Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. If you're in the Orlando market, I'm not sure if they're going to have one in Tampa, but we'll follow up on that. And in other areas, this is a PACE center. It works cohesively with Medicare, Medicaid. You guys got to check this out. It's different. You get paid for it. It's not a Medicare Advantage plan. If it intrigues you, please check out that rollout at 5:00 on Wednesday. Dedicated's doing their training. Another Spark training at noon on Thursday, ancillary strategies. We've been talking about that. I'm going to mention that again today on this call. And then Friday, the Orlando Polk market is getting a Cigna virtual kickoff session if you want to dive deeper into those things as well. So those are the training calendars. Remember, guys, keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. This business moves fast. There's no doubt about it. And one other note that, before I move on, I just want to make sure that you guys remember that during AEP, I know client services comes first, which we're going to talk about that today. So, if you can't make this call, remember that it is on YouTube. It is live. It will be recorded for you. So you can always look back on the recording. So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, go out there. And then when the video is live or it's been recorded, just go ahead and subscribe there. So Mike, if you don't mind clicking or dropping the link in the chat there for everybody, go out there to YouTube and subscribe so you don't miss any content, throughout AEP. So if you get a lull, if you get a client cancellation or whatever, you come up for air, at least you know what's going on in and around what you should be doing every day. Do you want to share with you the UHC 1, United Health 1? They have a new bonus program. Actually, that's not the one I wanted to show you. This one here. Where'd it go? Hold on. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So United Healthcare, as you may have heard, Tri-Term Medical is back. And so United Health 1 is going to give you guys some bonuses for any business written from September 1st to December 31st. There's no cap on these. So again, Tri-Term is for those folks that don't quite, it doesn't fit quite for ACA. They don't have group insurance plans, things like that. These are core medical products. Just for signing them up and putting them on EFT, direct deposit from their bank account, you're getting an extra $250 on, at the top of some of these plans, which is crazy. But then take a look at like your Advantage card, which pairs nicely with Medicare Advantage, $75 bonus on top of your commissions there. They're just giving money away, guys. It's crazy. And by the way, some of these products are on Shop. So if you're not familiar with that, you can go in there, you can do your app. It's incredible. So if you're lost, confused, don't know what I'm talking about, and you are interested in offering ancillary products, please reach out to support@askhpm.com and we'll get you trained up so you know what's going on there. But there is just crazy money on the ancillary products. With all the shifts and changes that are going on in health insurance right now, it's really kind of important to pay attention to ancillary, because I see a lot of agents chasing their book around every year because benefits shift, where it's totally unnecessary if you add some of these ancillary products like dental. Okay, how many times have you had to switch a client because the dental went down from 1,000 to like $800, and then somebody else came up with like 2,000 dental or whatever, and you're like, man, I got to go drive 2 hours to rewrite this person because of dental? Like, this is crazy. So like, add on an ancillary product, cut that noise out, and then put them on a quality plan. May not have a dental, so it gives them better benefits somewhere else, and then tack that on for like minimal cost for them. So great to pair with like give back plans as well. Speaking of shifts and changes, remember that this year for open enrollment ACA, the Affordable Care Act, the open enrollment season is going to be extremely short. It will only last from November 1st until December 15th. So it is exactly on top of Medicare this year. So we don't anticipate any extensions. So November 1st to December 15th is the only window you have for ACA changes. It gives you 45 days. So those of you that are doing this business, you're really going to need to level up what you're doing, okay? One thing I want to do new today is talk about sales and what's going on in this quarter. I'm going to try to do this every Monday if I have time, but I wanted to show you some insights on what's coming in from shop. Okay, this is one of the reasons why we use HPM Shop, so we can recognize the hard work, but also track trends on what's going on within our industry and what's happening externally. So your top 5 plans for selling within health plan markets is Humana, no doubt about that. Huge lead there. You've got United Healthcare and Freedom battling it out for second place. You've got Aetna and Devoted. So those are your top 5 selling plans across health plan markets. The number 1 selling product, and this is a problem, is the Humana Full Access Give Back, the 393 PPO, which on January 1st will become non-commissionable. Now, I've mentioned this before. The non-commissionable plans will be housed in HQ. So if you go back over to HQ and you go to commissions, you'll see non-commissionable. Now we're slowly getting all of this information from all the carriers. Our friends at Spark are helping us compile some of this stuff as well. Mike and his team are cleaning it up and putting it inside here. So you've got all the non-commissionable plans that we're aware of for 2025, 2026 should be housed here, and you can search and filter by state and search by carrier to see exactly which plans will be non-commissionable. So this is a work in progress. I just want to put that out there. But we don't want you to end up writing a plan that you're not going to get paid for. So we are also going to be doing some work here in shop to suppress those plans that are non-commissionable, meaning like you couldn't even write it if you tried. Now you'll be able to see all the plans, but when you go to click on the 393 in January, we're going to suppress it, meaning like you're not going to be able to write it. Okay, because we don't want you to write a plan that you're not going to get paid for. Okay, now if that is the best plan for that person, then we're going to ask you to go and bounce out or have them call Humana directly. It'll get you out of the way of it. You still retain them as a member. Sure that that's taken care of. Okay, Freedom's VIP Savings is the number 2 plan. This is a C-SNP. You've got another give back, the 269 HMO. That one is commissionable. The PPO is not. The Freedom Platinum Rewards Plan RX HMO is coming in 4th place, and then the dual SNP plans. Now, I'm telling you this because if you're not doing C-SNPs or D-SNPs, you see how much money you're missing? It's crazy. Top 10 agents in health plan markets: Gloria Gutierrez, Rose Kofi, Ed Rani, Physicon, Monica Stanley, Liz Caballero, Maria Moran, Michelle Braun, Crystal Bowens Quarterman, and Kathy Fisher. Those are your top 10 agents. I'm showing you guys this because I want to show you that you can do it. These are killers on wheels. And these are the folks that if you bump into or sit next to, you better be picking their brain, right? They're doing it. They're making it. This is just Medicare, by the way. It's a whole nother place for ACA we're going to talk about as well. The last thing, couple things that I want to tee up here is the shop data. When you're going and putting your applications in moving forward, I want to remind you guys that please fill out the application with the person's name as it appears on the Medicare card. Please make sure it matches. If they go by John, but on their Medicare card it says Jonathan, please write out Jonathan on the application. Okay, it's causing data issues and it may delay your applications, and it's going to make you look like a dodo bird. Okay, so just fill it out exactly how it is on the Medicare card in shop, so that way we can eliminate or minimize a lot of these issues that we're having with data integrity. So just want to put that out there. I'll keep reminding you guys about that because it is really important. The last thing I want to talk about is burnout. Okay, we've seen it happen. We have partnered up with Spark to help you prevent burnout, and they have built an incredible platform which you guys should have access to as it stands today. And if you don't have access, please email us to support@askhpm.com and we'll get you hooked up. But essentially, Mike, I know you're a co-organizer. I don't know if you can make, I'm going to put you on the spot to see if you can make Sam Brody a presenter here. And he's with his friend Stephanie as well. So if you can do that or not, or if I've got to do it, but let me know if you can do that while I'm yakking away. But Spark has an incredible program we're going to talk about. There's so much going on in this. There's all sorts of trainings and everything that are going to be happening now and throughout EP. So I do want to remind everybody that there's major things we want to make sure that we cover today, and one of them being is to prevent burnout. What are you doing for your customer service? So that's the big one that I want to tackle today. So I've got Sam on the line. Perfect timing. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Awesome. We got 66 cats on this call, and then probably another 30 or 40 on our YouTube as well. So we wanted to introduce you. You've been our go-to guy at Spark, kind of like the behind the scenes, like Mr. Band-Aid, I guess is what I would call you these days, because anytime we run into an issue or a boo-boo, Sam is right there to patch us up and keep us going. So Sam is going to give us the lowdown on what we need to know going into AEP, specifically from Spark and some of the tools that you guys really should be excited about for this season. So Sam, if you want to intro yourself and then take it away, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Justin. Like you said, I'm Sam with Spark over here. I've got Stephanie somewhere on this call as well. Stephanie, I'm going to ask you to actually monitor the chat for me if you could. That would be great. Excited to be a partner of HPM's here. Like Justin said, I work on the back end for you guys to make sure that everything goes smoothly when it comes to Spark. I believe we're in the process of giving every HPM agent Spark platform access. Like Justin said, if you don't currently have it, you can reach out to the HPM support team and we'll make sure we get that lined up for you as quickly as possible. But today I just wanted to touch on some features. And Justin, I don't know if I can figure out how to share my screen here, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, it should be next to the attendees thing. You're good for being presenter, so there's like a little arrow thing down there somewhere.
I have to grant permission on my computer here. Of course, there's always extra security. It's making me and reopen. Okay, I will be right back. Sorry.
Okay,
guys.
so sorry, Sam. I'll cover for you. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so I've got some chats here as well. Why am I so dark? I don't know. My light is not on. I'm just doing my thing. Leave me alone. Yes, thank you, Rosie, for your feedback. The plug and play system at Spark has been incredible. So Sam is going to touch a little bit on that. Rosie's already using Chat GPT, Cafecito Companion. I love that. That's awesome. I'm using it from strategy to copyright to helping me draft longer emails and things like that. It's really a huge time saver. So appreciate that. So yeah, SNR services will be there. There's our YouTube channel. So Mike, thanks for posting that as well. We really appreciate that. Marissa's asking, in Brevard, we were told that non-commissionable was only in certain markets. Yeah, so it goes by plan code, Marissa. So essentially, that's kind of how the plans are set up anyway. So the 393 lives in certain counties. So it's filed by county. So if that particular plan, the 393 lands in Brevard County, it is also non-commissionable. So they can't just not make it non-commissionable in certain counties. They have to shut down the whole plan code for commissionability. So that is part of how that works there. I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. Let me see. Okay. Mike, if you just keep an eye on Sam to make sure we can get him back in. I'm not sure how that's working. Natalie's asking, ACA open enrollment November 1st to January 15th, 2026. ACA is to December 15th. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Actually, you are correct. This is the last season that it's going from January 15th. I misspoke. So that was the announcement for 2027. Thank you for clarifying that. Were those top agent enrollment numbers year to date? No, those are for the quarter, Whitney. So we like to track by quarter. So if you're looking at it from a quarterly view, that's how we look at things. So we do Q1, which is January 1st through March 31st, and then we've got and then it goes on from there for every quarter. So that's how it rolls. Cool, man. We got you back.
Yep, we're back. That didn't take too long. And I think there might be, oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, let me share my screen now that I have given my computer permission to do it. We'll go right over here. And can everybody see my screen over here?
Gorgeous. Thank you, sir.
Of course. So I'm logged into one of our demo platforms here. This is the home screen that hopefully you are familiar with. If you are not, like I said, we'll get you that platform access as soon as possible. There are a couple of things I really want to focus on today, and that's primarily our automated retention programs, because those are things that we can use to save you a ton of time. So the place to start with that is the back office tab over here, and then we're going to go to the marketing tab. From the marketing tab, you'll see you have a bunch of different marketing materials. Those are all set up from the marketing profile, which is really important. If you haven't already set up your marketing profile, please go in and do that. This is what white labels the rest of the platform and all the materials that we provide for you. Basically, you can come in here, you can change the logo, you can change the theme color, you can edit your personal information over here, update your headshot, your contact information, so on and so forth. What that does, like I said, if we come back over to the marketing materials here, is white label all of this amazing stuff for you. So this is some really cool stuff that you can absolutely use. We have, period specific stuff that just, again, saves you a ton of time. You can send out social media posts, you can send out emails, you can print things out, bring them to in-person events, so on and so forth. But more important than that, like I said, are the automated features that we offer in order to stay in front of your client base without really having to lift a finger. So I'm going to go back to the back office tab here, and I want to check out the client retention programs. So we have some really cool client retention programs, including an AEP campaign. Unfortunately, we are past the deadline to opt into the AEP campaign, but it's something to look forward to next year because it evolves every single year. It goes out in early September and sends a postcard to your clients. It sends an email, follow-up email to your clients that has a needs assessment attached to it. And what that needs assessment does is pull all of the client information into your platform that you can then. Do you guys have a connection, Justin, between HPM, HQ, and the Spark platform in terms of like data transmission?
Not at the moment, but Mike is working on some backend stuff to get that resolved. So we are patching a lot of things in. But with that note, like if you find that your client data isn't quite matching or syncing properly, just reach out to us and we'll do whatever we can to manually get it up to speed. So.
And on the Spark side of things, we are building out continued webhooks and integration so that you can have that data exchange happen on a more automated way. So more to come on that. But what I was mentioning about the AP campaign is that it's a really cool way to basically update your client information going into the busiest time of year. So that needs assessment is a document or a form that the client receives and that they fill out on your behalf. They are not sitting down at the appointment with you and you're just now updating all of their information. they update it in advance of an appointment to make sure that everything is current when you sit down with them to review plans with them. The other campaigns we have a new plan enrollment campaign that's basically a postcard and an email that goes out to the client whenever they're enrolled into a new plan, giving them some more information about the plan that they chose. And of course, fully white labeled with your headshot, your logo, your contact information. It looks like it comes directly from you. Same goes for the monthly newsletters. The newsletters go out, like I said, every single month. They have things in them that you would expect to find in a newsletter, like recipes, fitness programs, but it's also a lot of Medicare pertinent information, CMS changes, things like that, things that you want to stay in front of a client with and keep them informed on what's going on with their healthcare. But again, fully white labeled, comes from you, logo, color scheme, headshot, all that contact information is right there on there. The last thing that we offer are these birthday cards. Now, I saw these birthday cards for the first time in person. Justin, have you ever seen one of our birthday cards?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I got them, I was actually blown away because it's handwritten on the inside of the card and it's handwritten on the envelope. So at first you're like, wait a minute, that's not my handwriting, because it's not. And you're going to explain what that is. But it's just mind blowing. The open rate on handwritten notes obviously is like through the roof. So it's brilliant.
It's really, really cool. I was lucky enough. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say lucky because I was doing one of these, and one of the agents on the call was like, "Oh, I had one bounce back to me because the address was wrong," and she pulled it out and showed me. And I was like, "Oh my God, that is ink on paper, handwritten. Looks like it's coming from the agent." I thought that was so cool because up until that point, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're just using some kind of like handwritten typeface, right?" They are personalized messages that go out to your book of business when they have a birthday coming up. And I know that my 85-year-old aunt, for example, she loves when I send her a Christmas or a birthday card, right? Like there's nothing better to get in her good graces than sending her that little touch. We offer that same service for your clients. The birthday cards, I will say, are the only thing on the platform that are pay to play. They're $2.50 per card. But I think a postage stamp runs about $2 these days, right? So like there's a huge amount of value in these birthday cards, and they really ingratiate you to your clients there. So
I think it's worth. Yeah, I'd say it's worth every single penny, especially if you've got hundreds of clients. Like I know some of you that are still handwriting your birthday cards, and like kudos to you, but like you are wasting your time. Like this thing looks better. I mean, I'm telling you, it's better handwriting than mine. So like I'm way better off. Plus I can look forward to like using my hands and not having arthritis, in 10 years. So there's another, little perk.
For sure. Cool. That's really our retention campaigns. I mean, they are hugely valuable to you guys in terms of really making those constant touches with your book without having to manually do it. So a great way to save time, great way to build favor with your book of business and your clients, and a great way to just continue to stay on top of things and continue to have your book of business updated when there are changes to your members' healthcare or prescription list or anything like that. They can update it for you. The other thing I really wanted to touch on today was our client support team. So I don't know if you all know, but we have a back-end team that works as your back office. So when a beneficiary picks up the phone and calls this number, they act as a representative of you. So they would pick up the phone and say, "Hey, this is, so-and-so from Spark working for HPM." And they will handle issues for your clients that tend to take up a lot of time for an agent, right? So like, how many of you have spent hours chasing down a billing issue or a provider search or setting up transportation for a client that can't drive anymore? All of those things, we have a team on the back end that will help your clients, again, free of charge. So if you had, let's just jump over to our contacts here and find a nice demo account. Here's Charlie. Let's use Charlie. Charlie is my boss, and I love using him for demos because it makes me chuckle. So you can see he's got a lot of do not contact set up there. I think he might be tired of me using his platform as a demo here. But let's say Charlie needed a little bit of assistance with a billing issue or something. We could come over to his contact page. We can go down to the client support tab here, and we can click add a request. So right away, all the information on Charlie's profile is pulled right into that support request. You just have to confirm the details or add a contact number or email address if there's not one already there, and then hit continue. And then from there, you can select from a list of different issues that our team will help with. And you can even see there's an other support option there. If you're not sure that our team will help, click other, fill in a little bit of information about what the issue is. And our team really, really cares about what they do. So if they can help, they absolutely will help. So we're going to do a billing support here. It might be related to a specific policy, so you can add that information there. If not, we can just click not, hit continue, and again, fill out a little bit more info, send it off. Our team will reach out to that client and work with them to solve that issue. They'll go back and forth as many times as they need to in order to solve that issue, and that only counts for one ticket. At the moment, we provide every agent on the Spark platform 50 free support requests, and most agents don't get anywhere near there. I know there's a couple agents on this call that do get there, and I'm really happy that you guys are heavily utilizing this feature, because it is such a huge time saver. I think our top user of this service saved over 1,000 hours last year because they relied so heavily on our backend team to solve those problems that they could stay on the phone for hours at a time to help solve. So when I say our team really cares, they really go above and beyond. And think about a provider search. Like, a provider search can be as simple. I mean, we have a tool on the platform here that you can do a provider search, right? Like, I want to see if my doctor is in this area and takes my plan. Yeah, I can do that. But how reliable is this data? Like, I would say 90% of the time, it's pretty good. But these doctors don't necessarily keep their records updated with CMS as frequently as we'd like them to, right? So what our team does, if they get a provider search request, they will pull this list and then they will call through the list. They'll call each and every provider and say, hey, do you actually accept this Medicare plan that's listed that you accept? And are you accepting new patients? Once they have that list, they'll call that beneficiary back and say, hey, here's a few different providers that might work for you. If one of those sounds good, do you need help setting up an appointment? Do you need help setting up transportation to get to that appointment? They always are thinking a step or two ahead to make sure that that beneficiary has a good experience and it's on your behalf. So once the call or once the ticket is resolved, you get an email saying this ticket's been resolved. We worked with your client to, make sure that they were all set. And then you can reach back out to that client and say, hey, I heard that this problem was resolved. Just wanted to check in with you and make sure that we're all good going forward. So you can still make that point of contact. You can still get that touch, but our team is doing that back end work for you, making you look, bigger than you are, right? Not every individual agent has a team of, I think we have like almost 10 people back there working on these client support tickets. And most independent agents don't have a back end team, right? So it just makes you look that much better and that much more professional. Justin, anything else to throw in there?
Yeah, I'm going to share my sentiment, but before I do that, there's a couple questions in the Q&A.
Sure.
The first one is, addressing like that transition, right? Like, you're an agent that's, always handled your own customer service. I think there's like this sentiment of people saying, well, I don't want to give that to somebody because that's my value, quote unquote. That's my value of me being an agent. If I don't do that, then what's my job? And it's like, yeah, but I want to change your mindset. Okay. So first of all, let me ask you this, Sam. How many people on your support team are licensed insurance agents?
0. None of them.
0. Right. So your value is that you are an insurance agent. They cannot talk about benefits. They cannot switch plans. They can't go into details, right? So that person has to come back to you for those things. So that's the first thing that I want to mention. The second thing is you're still the linchpin between their healthcare, right? You are the person that understands what's going on with them, knows their plan and their doctors, hopefully, their medications and all the above. This is a support unit, okay? Their support unit. And like what Sam was mentioning is like, you look so much bigger than you are. Like, I remember when we first started handling this kind of stuff internally, which is one of the reasons why we moved to Spark, is because we were building this ourselves and we're like, they're doing it way better, I remember doing outbound calls for some of you folks, and they were saying, wait a minute, wow, Justin has an assistant now? Wow, okay. There's like this mindset that happens and shifts in your clients, right? So So on that note, though, Sam, can you talk to them about like what's the best practice in like client calls you, has an issue? What do you say specifically? Because I think that's kind of getting lost on like how to introduce the Spark, client services team to their clients, and what's best practice in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of double down on what Justin was saying, you guys are still the main point of contact, right? So like more times than not, you're going to receive a phone call from your client that says, I need help with something. So you're the person that they're reaching out to get that help. And you're saying, okay, let me file a claim or a support ticket with my team. So you can, it's still a part of you. It's an extension of you. Let's file a support ticket with my team. And they're going to reach out to you and they're going to work you through this issue. And that's when I said, you get that email at the end of the support request as well, so that you can reach back out and say, hey, I heard we're all good here. Just want to make sure that I'm here. And like if you need anything else, let me know. We can always dive in again. But I'm also just thrilled to hear that the support request got handled. And I just wanted to get your feedback on how that went. And then if you need anything else, you know where to find me. So you're still that main point of contact. You're still the person fielding the request initially and seeing it through to the very end. On top of that, like I said initially, when our team picks up the phone, they pick up as a representative of you. When they reach out to your client, they reach out as a representative of you. So you still maintain that client-facing persona that is so important in this business.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll introduce themselves as, calling from Spark for Justin Jacobs in the example. Just make sure it's really ultra clear with your clients that, hey, my team is going to reach out to you. They might, and I'd say like, I call them my Spark team, right? So like that way, when they hear the word Spark, they know what's going on. But it's really my support team to help you through your tickets and issues. And I kind of unsell myself in that field. I say, look, I'm a licensed insurance agent. I'm great at what I do. I'm great at marketing. I'm great at, answering insurance questions. I'm great at filling out an application, but there are people that are exceptional at customer service, and I have hired them to help me, and they're going to walk through and be patient and really have the time and energy to solve some of these issues that you're having in detail. So I kind of sell it in that respect. And so I would just add, like, at the end of your presentations this year, I would add in and maybe a 3-minute little pitch at the end and say, and by the way, if you ever have an issue, I have an entire team of people that will jump on the phone and help you solve issues. So like that right there, I'd be like, oh, sign me up, dude. Because like, I know, like, what's the number one fear that you have when you change something? You're going to have a problem with it, right? Like buyer's remorse. But if I know like my customer service is stellar on anything, like that's going to keep me there or even get me to sign in, So just want to say that as well. Sam, there's a question about Spanish speaking. It says, can all of these tasks be completed in Spanish? If so, how do we identify within the Spark platform when a client requires it in Spanish specifically? And I know you guys are adding more languages down the road, but can you show them how to do that?
Yeah, actually, our client services team is almost predominantly bilingual. So they'll be able to handle, requests in Spanish, no problem. There are a couple ways that we can do that. We can actually set a preferred language on the platform here. If I can remember exactly how we do it, I believe it is you can add a file.
There's a couple ways you can leave a note, but I think also like if you go to like their edit profile or their preferences, I can't remember, but it's somewhere in. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Where is it now? There it is, preferred language. So yeah, you can set the preferred language, and that will go across all of their platform activities. So if they're filing a support request, it'll be logged in Spanish. All of their retention programs will go out in Spanish. So all of those emails that we talked about earlier will go out in Spanish. So yeah, great question. Another thing I wanted to kind of add on to what you were saying, Justin, about the client support team. We always recommend, because I know that there's a lot of fear of poaching in this industry, right? Especially from a phone number that is unidentifiable to a client. We have our phone number listed on the website. What we always recommend is when you're helping your client book one of these support requests, you say, save my phone number, save this phone number, don't pick up any other line. Like if you get a call from a phone number that you don't recognize, if it's not one of these two numbers, don't pick it up. Our goal is for this team to, again, act as your back office to help you retain your clients. So I want to make sure that you guys know that, let them know up front, you're going to get a call from a number that's not mine, but this is the number. Save it, pick up the phone when they call. Don't pick it up for anybody else.
Love that. There's a question in the chat I wanted to address, and Stephanie was awesome. She's on it. She already answered it, but I just want to say it verbally in case people are driving or whatever. Rebecca says, after the free 50 for the support team, how much afterwards? And Stephanie had responded that all agents are notified after reaching 45 support tickets. You'll have the option to add another batch of 10 support tickets after 300. We've only had, I think, like one other person besides myself, and I'm guilty, of busting over those 50, which is probably why they have this, because they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But anyway, come talk to us at Health Plan Markets, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably landing in our President's Club. And we're adding in this feature where we're going to be picking up a percentage of your tickets for you. So we'll help offset the cost of this stuff, because it does get kind of pricey. It's like, Stephanie says, but for 10 additional tickets, it's $300. So that's like $30 a ticket. I mean, in my opinion, it's great, but like, just come to us and we'll work out what we can to, level set it for you. Don't be afraid to use the tickets is what I'm saying.
And the other kind of call out there is like, if that additional batch of 10 costs $300, how much value are you getting out of those first 50? And that's $1,500 of free support. And then on top of that, I mean, again, $300 is $300, but that's half of a new plan commission, right? Like, you write one plan out of those 10 new support requests, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. Cool. Anything else on our client support team before I jump into a couple other things here?
One thing too, if you can show the dashboard where they can find where their support tickets kind of live, so they have like an overview, how many you've requested, and my favorite feature is how many hours you saved in customer service this year, which in my mind is mind-blowing. I have done 99 requests this year, Sam, by the way. And
I love it.
And I have saved 153 hours of customer service issues. Now, I don't sell anymore, but I have had a book of business that I've been managing, and that's being shifted away from me now. But I mean, just that alone, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, what would I have done if I was jammed up with 153 hours of customer service? Like, I would jump off a cliff, right?
That's 4 full working weeks. That's 4
exactly.
full weeks. Yeah, that's amazing. So if we jump back over to the home tab of your platform, you can track your support requests down here on the lower right-hand corner. So you can see your current active request. If you were to click on this, which I'll just go ahead and do, it'll jump you over to your support tab. It'll filter out all of the requests that aren't currently active and just show you the ones that are currently being worked on. Just a cool way to keep an overview on everything. Going back over here, you can see how many support requests you've booked this year, your client satisfaction rate, which I can promise you is always going to be in the high 90s. We have tens of thousands of client support requests, if I'm remembering that number correctly, and our client satisfaction rate is 98% across the board. So that should instill some confidence in our team here for you guys. And then last but not least, that hour save. This is my favorite too, Justin. I love this one. It's such a cool way to keep track of how much time you save working with our client support team.
Yeah, and the other thing that I see that you're tracking is client satisfaction, which, I don't know if you guys understand or track NPS scores. Like, companies do this all the time. And Net Promoter Score, there's a simple thing at the bottom that says, hey, how would you rate me 1 through 10? It's a simple, little thing there, but these interactions are being graded, and so you could see what's happening in your clientele and how happy your clients are with these interactions. So it's not like you're like in the wind, like, oh, I wonder what happened or what they thought. Like, they're telling you, like on this example, obviously Sam is just crushing it here, or it's Elisa, 98% client satisfaction. Like, I don't even think like Mercedes-Benz or Disney gets 98%. That's ridiculous.
And like I said, Justin, that number is consistent across all Spark tickets. So like I said, we have tens of thousands of support tickets in the 5 years that Spark has been an entity. And our client satisfaction rating over all of those tickets is about 98%.
It's amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I know you got more to go through, so yeah, we'll hold this on the support ticket. There's a lot more to do on the support ticket stuff, so reach out to us if you guys need a little bit more TLC on this.
So the other thing I wanted to show you, we have, and I know training and education is super important in HPM. That was, Justin's first call out at the very top of this call. We also have some live trainings coming up. So if you go down to the bottom of your Spark platform, we have this need help bar. And if you click into this drop-down menu, you can see training and onboarding here. And from there, you can go to our event calendar. So our event calendar will take you through all of the different things. See that, Justin? Zapier and webhooks integrations coming up.
Love it.
Yeah, power your 2026 AEP strategy with AI. That was the seminar that Justin called out earlier. And we have some, and honestly, I'm going to attend that one because John, I know you know John well, and Jenna, who is our, one of our product leads who has spearheaded building out some really amazing features over the last year for all of our agents, are going to be leading that one. So highly encourage you guys to attend that one. It's going to be a really cool training. But you can look forward in our calendar and find some really cool things. You can find them in Spanish as well. And I would highly encourage you guys to take a deeper dive as you get ramped up on the Spark platform, especially as we enter AEP season here. Now, if I can find it real quick, I did just pull it up and then I had to, I'm going to stop my share for 1 second. And dig up this.
Yeah, while you're doing that, we're going to do our best to add in the Spark trainings into our calendar as well. But the link is always going to be there in the platform. So don't be afraid to just jump in there for like, hey, I need to learn more about Spark. He showed you very easy, need help at the bottom. Just click that and you'll find what you need.
All right. So we don't have a way to demo our AI assistant just yet because it hasn't launched yet. I believe the launch date is October 7th. But what this AI assistant is going to allow you to do is to identify at-risk plans or clients that are in at-risk plans, either future termination, a churn, so on and so forth. Sort your book of business by those flagged plans, and then proactively reach out to them. So I think we're the only place in the industry where you can dive into your entire production data and your entire book of business and pull those at-risk plans and do a bulk outreach across all carriers that we have. That's going to be a huge time saver. Like, Justin, I saw you smile there. Like, what do you think of that?
Dude, okay, so last year you guys were doing this manually. I don't know how, but there were plan exits left, right, and center last year, right?
Yeah. I can tell you.
I'm sorry.
I was doing it.
Oh, you were doing it. Okay. Well, dude, I am not worthy. Okay. Because the amount of work that you guys were probably doing was insane. But essentially, what I saw in the book of business that is tied to me is that it was automatically flagged and I could pull a filter down and it flagged it. It says plan exit, need to review. So it was very easy. It kind of helped me just see who I needed to tackle first versus everything else. But this is doing that much more cohesively and dynamically as well. So think of hey, this drug is coming off this formulary and your member takes that drug and they're not going to be happy on their current plan right now. You need to talk to them. Those types of situations that you kind of forget about in AEP and your member doesn't know until they go to the pharmacy in February and they're pissed at you, So it's this AI assistant is hey, you need to talk to these people, and they bubble it up. And I got a little bit of a sneak peek over the summertime. But this is to me is whoa, awesome.
Yeah. So this will be heavily covered in the training. I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek of what it's going to look like and why it's there. These are clients that you've already been servicing, and if you can get ahead of the curve in terms of identifying a plan that needs to be changed, you're going to do well. And again, that's something that you used to have to do manually that we can now do with an automated function, saving you a ton of time. And then once you have this list, once you filter out your book of business, to show you future terminations or those prescriptions removed from formularies. You can then do a bulk outreach to them and say, hey, here's a needs assessment. Why don't you update your prescription list? And we can go ahead and find a plan that works better for you going forward. So I think that was all on my docket today, Justin, unless you had anything else you wanted to cover.
Just covering the chat here, there was some Q&A and I'm bouncing in and out. What is the phone number for customer service? Do you have that handy? Because I think like what you were mentioning, a lot of people get nervous about phone calls and, you know, and we're even the ones telling them like, don't answer your phone. But
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
but then like we're trying to help them solve a ticket and they're not answering the phone and we see that. So sometimes, and that's another reason why we've got to do what we do, guys, is like sometimes we have to prep them. I don't know about you, but my seniors are texting these days a lot. So, you know, have this phone number handy. I don't know if you can put that in the chat, just in case the client services number, you can tell your members, hey, this is the phone number that's going to call you from. Or if you're with them in the same room, I think it's fantastic to just go ahead and plug it in their cell phone for them and let them know like Justin's support team. Like don't even put it in as a Spark, just like Justin's support team. And then they know when that phone call comes in, the caller ID says it, and then like they know to. So.
Yep. So Stephanie did link our support teams resource, which brings you to the help center, which has all of our support teams. So that'll be our client facing support team, but also our agent facing support team. I just dropped the client support number in the chat there. Actually, Stephanie beat me to it. So yeah, we're well covered there.
Awesome. So again, guys, save that phone number, give it to your members to let them know. And then if you get a chance, just plug it in their phone and say, you know, Marissa's support team, Angel's support team, Sergio's support team. And then they know like when they pick it up, it's for them. Other questions that were in here were, what kind of events do we find in the Spark event section? And I know it's all about the platform, but you guys are covering other things as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So we have a team of Medicare veterans and Medicare experts working on our compliance team that will run compliance trainings, but also plan trainings. So if you want to learn more about DSNPs or SNESIPs, we run trainings for those as well. It's not just platform features, it's industry trends, it's plan information, compliance information, which I know you guys are setting a very high bar in compliance as well. So all of those things.
Fantastic. And I think we got through most of the questions on the chat and we went over time, but I will tell you, Sam, like this is probably the most engaging call we've had in a very long time. So thank you very much for your extra time and attention. Thank you, Stephanie, for running in the background and making Sam look good. Not that he needs any help, but we really appreciate that. Leon is saying, when is the AI training? Again, that's tomorrow. You can go. Yeah, thank you. And you can go into the HQ training. It's on the training calendar there, or you can jump over to Spark's training calendar. It's there too. So we're trying to, for us, we can't copy every single training for every single partner and carrier. So what we do is like kind of highlight the big ones, especially like kickoffs and stuff like that. But the AI is going to be all over our calendar. So just, you can go ahead and sign in on that, Liana. Cool. Awesome. Yep, Stephanie dropped the link right to that particular event too. And we were just talking about AI this morning. So I think that's fantastic. Sam, Stephanie, thank you guys very much for your extra time and attention today. This has been amazing. And guys, this is like one part of the business that you constantly have to be learning is like, how well can you master your systems determines how fast you can grow and how productive and efficient you are. So like you can do the same amount of work in 20 hours a week than in 40 hours a week. How much different will your life be if you can master these systems? How much more time would you get back in your life? You know, how much better your your professional life will be knowing that you're not like stressed to the max all the time, right? So like approaching AEP, learning about systems and mastering them is the way to go. So again, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Stephanie, for your time. This has been incredible.
Thank you, Justin. We're always happy to be here for HPM.
Rock and roll, man. All right, guys, that's it for today. Just remember, we're going to be continuing these calls every Monday throughout AEP until the end of the year, 9 o'clock. They are being recorded and uploaded automatically into YouTube. So if you get a chance to see a client instead of seeing my beautiful face, you know that it is recorded out there and you guys can catch up on what you need to know for AEP. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic Monday and a great week. We'll catch you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Sam.